Alright, I'm gonna try and not ramble on as much, but I'm not gonna make any promises. Alright, next up is the surprised I liked it and worst thing I've ever read categories. Alright, so for surprised I liked it, this one was actually a toss-up. Originally I was going to say that it would be Absolute Boyfriend, and I do kind of feel like it is because it felt like, because originally I was reading it and I was like, this is kind of like Chobits, and I was really surprised actually that I enjoyed it as much as I did because it felt like that the premise itself didn't leave much to be desired, but that was before I got a hold of another series, which I really didn't think was going to be as good as I thought it was. With this Yuu Watase, I mean, I'd already read, Ceres and Fushigi Yugi, so I was pretty sure that whatever Watase was going to bring up, that it would be of substantial matter. But that's nothing compared to Cross Game. This series is really great, and I only got it because I wanted a sports manga to sort of replace iShield 21, and more so because I wanted a baseball sports manga. And also another one is that these are 2-in-1 volumes. Well, the first volume actually being a 3-in-1. And, it's also a bang for your buck sort of value in it. And the only reason why I was also getting it is because baseball is a really big deal in Japan. Screw American pastime. Baseball is the Japanese pastime. I know that, patriotism and everything, we need to respect baseball here, but you can't even imagine how big of a deal it is in Japan, just how much they love that game. And more so, there have been more manga titles based around baseball than all the other sports manga titles of every other sport combined. And I really wanted to get this just to say that I got the most important one of the sports mangas, and actually get sort of into that. And also because I kind of don't know that much about baseball, and maybe I'll learn a thing or two about baseball, which I did. But on top of that, it actually has really great characters in here. It feels like a Rumiko Takahashi kind of characters, but they're more subtle. The best thing about the series is its pacing. It does a great job of letting things mellow and just sort of moving at a very easy pace. And it doesn't feel like things are rushing. It feels like everything is going just sort of little by little. And that really is, to me, what it feels like when you sort of just have these characters moving on. Because things in real life don't just come in just all these bizarre kind of twists and turns like it's a soap opera. No, things are subtle. Things move very slowly. Relationships move very slowly. Friendships move very slowly. Only very specific punctuated moments that may only happen once in an entire relationship with someone do things actually become interesting and worth writing about. I mean, yeah, things are kind of boring. Sorry, that's life. And that's what I like about Cross Game, is that there is a good investment of putting characters together and just sort of letting them sort of simmer before actually letting things happen. And I really like that about it. Also, just the people themselves. There's sort of a little romance that's kind of going on, but I like it because in other series, like, there's always some sort of asinine reason why they can't get together. Like, I don't know, like Taming of the Shrew or something, where it's like, I can't marry you because I have to get a boyfriend for your sister. But here it's like, it's an actual understandable reason why the two main characters aren't together, and it's related to the sister having died and in an awful accident, and the main character doesn't want to really approach the sister because he's kind of growing feelings for her, but the sister doesn't want to approach the man because she knows that the only reason why he has feelings for her is because her sister is dead, and he doesn't want to approach her because the only reason why he's interested in her is because she's dead, but all that happened years ago, so it's not creepy. And it's kind of like Meisoni Koku, but it's kind of more like of circumstances, and it's kind of like the only reason why they're thinking of each other is because there isn't that third person in the way, and I really like that too. So it's got a very nice romance and relationship kind of growing on top of just good old-fashioned baseball action, and there's suspense, and I love it. So I love this, and I didn't expect to by any means as much as I thought I would. It exceeded all expectations. Now, worst thing I've read. Now, some of you out there may be thinking in your head that you know what I'm going to pick as the worst thing I've ever read. This year, I mean. The worst thing I've read this year. Some of you may be thinking that I'm going to say Color Engineering by Yoichi Yokoyama. And you may be saying, well, yeah, I mean, damn, they didn't even translate anything in here. They put, the only translations they put in is in these tiny little text boxes in the corner, and you have to, and it's just asinine little subtitles, like fine print on a contract or something, and you have to piece together which scene is where. And then on top of that, the plot doesn't make sense. And on top of that, there's weird moments where just the pages will fold out into some kind of centerfold spread, and even then, things don't make sense. And the whole thing is just, it doesn't make sense. You may be thinking that that's why I would hate this, and it's like, no, not entirely. I knew what I was getting into when I was grabbing this. I knew there would be no plot. I knew that there was not going to be anything worth enjoying out of it. I only got it because I wanted to see how far down the rabbit hole things could go. And by God, I found out. And it's deep. It's deep. But you know what? I can't really blame him for it, because I blame myself for having got it. I only blame myself. I couldn't have expected anything more than what this became. So, in retrospect, I only have myself to blame for this and no one else. Because, I mean, my expectations were set low, so, I mean, all it did was go par for the course for me on an awful putt-putt ramp. So, that would have been probably the worst thing. But no. Something else exceeded my disgust. Something so awful that I couldn't even finish it. I finished this. But no, not this. No. I got to 200 pages and I had to stop because my brain could not process what it was reading. That is Ghost in the Shell 2, Man-Machine Interface. This book, I can't even comprehend what the hell is going on. Bear in mind, I have Ghost in the Shell, the first collection, and it is great. I enjoy it. It's a little bit hard to follow at times, but there's an index in the back that you can read through. For God's sake, you can read through that. But and then also the animated adaptation of it is also enjoyable to watch. The Ceres standalone complex is enjoyable to watch. Hell, I even saw the lackluster sequel, Ghost in the Shell 2, Innocence. And yeah, it's a bore fest. Yes, I fell asleep during it multiple times. And yes, I can't explain to you what the hell the plot of that was, but at least it wasn't incomprehensible. This is incomprehensible. I mean, first of all, there's no explanation to what the hell happened to Major after the events of the first series. So I don't even know what the hell's going on. First page, I don't know what's going on. Do you realize how bad that is? When you can't even go one page of a sequel and you can't follow what the hell was happening in the previous one. That's, oh God. And then also just, I'll give it to it. The artwork is good at points. The artwork is really great. I like the use of computers to enhance it, but also there's too much fan service in here with Makoto. It's just, like, I get it, she wears skimpy stuff, but it's just, God, really? It's just outrageous. And the worst thing of all is just the editor's notes from the author in the corner explaining why certain things look a certain way when he's drawing it. It's like, don't tell me what you did. Like, here, normally Makoto wouldn't have to cover her ears to protect them from the active sonar ping, because she can block the sound through software. On the other hand, it's always good to protect your eardrums. She probably didn't want to lose her passive sonar link with the pirate sub, since re-linking might allow a hacker to infiltrate using sound. I wasn't even thinking of that possibility when I saw Makoto not covering her eardrums to protect it from the sonar ping. She's 99% machine. I just figured that, her machine parts were built of sterner stuff than human parts, and that she could just withstand it like a champ. I wasn't even thinking of that kind of possibility with the I don't know, virus hacking whatchamadoodles. And it's just, it goes on, and just more technobabble. Like, my God, I have never seen technobabble of this magnitude since I was reading Grant Morrison's The Invisibles. And even then, I kind of knew what I was going into because it's fucking Grant Morrison. And, oh my God, it just goes on. And I don't even know what this is. She's talking to her other self. And there's no tachikomas. There's no tachikomas in here. And we all love the tachikomas. And then also, for some reason, it goes from color to black and white. Like, I understand that at some points that manga artists will make, like, the first few pages color just as, like, a flavor, but the rest of it's black and white because, they're not made of money. But it's like, why would you colorize the first 100 pages of a comic and then suddenly just go completely black and white for another 50 pages? Or no, just another, actually it's another 100 pages. And then the next 100 pages is all color. I don't even get that. And then of course you think, oh, they put something in the back. No, there's nothing in the back. Nothing's explained. Not like the first one. So yes, no, this is the worst thing I've read all year. By God, awful. Well, now that we've seen the worst, we can see the best. Enjoy part 3, where I talk about the best of categories. Thank you.